Well, welcome back to Little Squid League 46. Today I am joined with Sasu, and we will be commentating over Diamond Bracket Round 1 and 2, which the teams are Inked Under and Sonata.
Exciting.
Very exciting stuff, Currently, we are just waiting for both teams to be readied up to get Game 1 started, which is Splat Zone's Hagglefish Market. As we can see, we do have the other three maps nicely lined up below there with Rainmaker, Scorch, Gorge, and Tower Control Ship-Shaped Cargo. What is your opinion on these maps, Sasu?
So, definitely love to see Splat Zone's Hagglefish right off the top of the game. I feel like I refer to this map mode as the Great Equalizer. It's not super snowbally. It's really kind of like, it shows the best of each team in how they handle it. You've got those flanks, you have this snipe, you have basically anything that you could need to set your team up for success. And I see that we are starting off the game. Let's see these loadouts.
This overlay is absolutely wonderful, by the way. Compliments to the chef. As we can see here, we have some pretty decent comps right here, seeing both teams running cooler weapons with the NZAP and Pencil. We do see both teams running Mint Deactivator. In general, both comps, I would say, are pretty aggressive right now. And as we can see, we have both teams right now fighting it out in mid. Cooler already out, as we can see, trying to just get that zone. And as we say, that Inked Under has managed to cap the zone to begin with, losing control pretty swiftly. As we can see, Sonata taking the zone right there. Zipcaster coming out from the Stamper right there. As we can see, like most teams are still just really getting the footing and working on getting their specials right now.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a really harsh sort of neutral that comes out off the top of a zone's Hagglefish game, and once you get that cap, that really begins it. Seeing, I believe Yellow is Inked Under, moving towards the spawn of Sonata, kind of keeping them boxed out here. This can be quite a rough drop to get back into zone once you're pushed back into your spawn, but they are indeed doing it. 2 down on the side of Sonata means it's now time for Inked Under. They have that cooler online, move into mid, and they got that cap.
Absolutely, as we can see, they are just gradually just getting the counter down right now, really keeping a really dominant hold against Sonata right now, not really allowing them to get out of the spawn. As we can see, it's trade after trade from both sides, or in general, just taking people out. We say that, and we're getting to 20 points remaining from Inked Under, currently still having the zone right here, and not really giving Sonata the time of day of getting out of spawn, as we do say that 2 people have went down. And as I say this, game 1 is complete. Going to Inked Under, actually. I would say, honestly, this map is really rough, especially if you manage to get held back, especially if you're not able to really reverse the effects of a snowball, especially on this map. If you can't get it together in time, unfortunately, you do end up losing the game. It can happen in tower control. It can happen anytime, really.
No, absolutely. And we know that zone is kind of a little bit far away from spawn. So as you're spawning in, you have quite a nasty fight in that court to try and dive zone. And unfortunately, they just weren't able to get that done. But we are moving into Rainmaker, Scorch, Gorge. Quite a tough map to deal with. Scorch Gorge has these very extreme choke points to get through, and this mode in particular, you're looking to get through those chokes to dunk down that Rainmaker on those podiums and get check. But I'm wondering how this is going to work out with... Oh, we're having a look at how everyone did that last match.
We're seeing it now. Yeah, we're seeing it now. We can see right here Inked Under and Sonata's kill-death ratio, their specials, as we can see. Sonata really did not have a good time going against Inked Under, as we can see, unfortunately.
But what I do notice is that Pencil, perhaps because of Cooler Kid kills, was able to get that 3-in-1. They do clearly have a range advantage having a backline online. So we will see if that bodes better for them in this upcoming Rainmaker match. What are you thinking about what we're going to see in Rainmaker Scorch Gorge, Marshy?
Oh, Scorch is such a mixed bag. It really depends on what both teams are going to be running for this game, especially if Sonata keeps their pencil player. It can cover a lot of turf, especially for working on pushes, but the choke points are definitely the parts, like, especially with how cramped it actually is. You've got to really maneuver yourself in a way to get through checkpoint and also like sneak your way through essentially to continue killing people who are respawning and just keeping that hold as you're running that Rainmaker up, especially to that last podium because of how skinny that little like walkway is. Really like that ramp is a really small place and the court especially is really small to fight in, so there'll probably be a lot of trades going on. But as we say that, we are going into game 2. We have Rainmaker, Scorch, Gorge.
I'm wondering if we're going to see a V charger. No, sticking with the pencil, not going for that back choice, which is definitely what I thought I would see coming out of Cairo, who is Sonata's back line. But they are moving into mid. We're going to see now who gets that pop and who gets first crack at that push.
Absolutely. As we can see, Cooler is already out from the pencil player. We have Inked Under in orange, and we have Sonata in blue right now. As we can see, they're just really trying to get themselves control, take people down, really deny people of being able to get that first push with Rainmaker especially. A lot of people going down. I'm pretty sure they got quite a slightly delayed wipe, as we can see here. They do have many members down as they are currently working their way to respawn. The Rainmaker holder has unfortunately been killed. I don't actually know what killed them, to be honest. I think it was the hammer, actually. Oh. That is a lot of lag right there.
Maybe that, and we have a DC, unfortunately.
As you can see, we have a DC. Their S-Blast player unfortunately did lag out.
Yeah, I have a bit of an issue there.
A little bit of a hiccup.
I don't know if it's the servers or if it's just like a personal, because like I think earlier on today I said, let me get a few games in. I queued up, immediately got a connection error, and I went, well, guess not. I'll play something else. But hopefully that hasn't been an issue and that can get fixed right up. I myself am a handheld player, so very recently I got an attachment so I can plug straight into the LAN at my house. So sometimes I'm scrimming. I have a random DC because the Wi-Fi is just like not giving me the time of day.
Bit of a electric boogaloo.
Yep, and you gotta plug into the LAN, lock in again, say your sorries while I reboot the game.
Absolutely.
And get back in there.
As we can see, we have basically all members ready up right now, and as we say that, we are going into game 2 once again. Hopefully their S-Class player has a little bit more luck with their connection. I'm pretty sure Splatoon's been having issues with connections into private battles today, to be honest. From what I could see over on Sendo, there was a lot of teams struggling.
Oh golly. Well, we are back in it. Wondering if we're going to see any sort of difference from last time. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it was Sonata who was able to kind of start off with that first push. Let's see if their sort of technique switches at all, and if they're able to instead get this push and successfully get that check.
Oh, absolutely. As we say that gal player from Sonata has unfortunately went down. We have another member who is the wiper player who has went down from Sonata as well. They are respawning their gal, having that killer wheel ready, probably waiting just a little bit longer to see if they can pop it and get value out of it. But as we say that, Under really is pushing themselves up towards that podium right here. The killer wheel has come out. Strikes have also come out, which means Sonata does not really have any specials right now to counterattack their push right now, which means Inked Under is going to get a really easy checkpoint, and as we say that, they have dunked it and broken the first checkpoint. Sonata right now really is just struggling to get that footing, not really able to drop into their own court really. That Rainmaker is back up again, Hammer coming out, getting a kill actually, but unfortunately, I was about to say they haven't found anyone else, but they did. That was an incredibly risky drop from that wiper player right there. Unfortunately, they did go down because of it.
Yes, we see Sonata here trying to still fight their way out of their court. going down. I'm not quite sure where. They're able to drop it a little bit into mid. This has been a lot of careful play from Inked Under in particular, even though they've been aggressive enough to push Sonata back into their own spawn where they're having trouble going into their own court. They're able to kind of eke out a few points, get some extra points on the board, so they're down all the way to 22. Absolutely not what you want to see on Scorch Gorge, where it's so easy to kind of like eke out these little points, and suddenly you pick up and you walk a few steps and you go from 22 and you're down to 10. So
absolutely, yeah, no, I get where you're coming from, yeah. As we can see here, we have a lot of trades going on from both Inked Under and Sonata right there. Sonata is just trying to inch their way back out of spawn. Unfortunately, one of their players do go down to a bomb. We do have Inked Under right now working on popping the Rainmaker once again to push themselves back up. Really on their own pursuit right now. Cooler coming out. People are still coming down. We can literally see right now how aggressively they are actually pushing themselves up here, not really giving Sonata really a chance to breathe. Seeing they're just pushing themselves up here very, very gradually. As we say that, Strikes has come out from their bucket player right now, which has caused the Rainmaker holder to be practically forced to move back right here, but unfortunately they still haven't actually gotten them killed yet, from what I can tell. That Gal player really working overtime to see what they can do in a situation like this, especially with value of how valuable that weapon really is.
Time is running out on that Rainmaker, though. They're going to have to push it, but I'm guessing that they're trying to sort of stall, make it difficult for the team to kind of go in so they can run down that clock. We're currently at 1 minute and 40 seconds, which is not looking good for Sonata, who currently has no points on the board, left only with their pencil there. It's funny, Sonata has this pencil online, which should give them a bit of an advantage as it pertains to paint, especially with a blaster on the other team. And they have the most range currently online in the game, and yet they're having trouble kind of boxing out Inked Under here.
Oh, absolutely. As we can see, we have literally just over a minute left on the clock right here, and Inked Under has kept that Rainmaker in that spawn pretty confidently for most of that game. They're really being forced to like bring out the specials as much as they can. We do see the Ultra Snap coming out once again, but from what I can tell, the Unfit did not get anything. But as we say that Gal player has managed to kill people, and they have finally gotten a small break. As we can see, they are pushing themselves back up here, seeing if they can get some paint and run that Rainmaker towards the podium right now, while they have that little bit of downtime from Inked Under respawning right now, as they did get a wipe.
Yeah, Sonata has a long way to go. They still have yet to get their first check. So this is looking to be one of the last fights they're probably going to have to take as a team in order to get those checks, in order to push back, and it's not looking good. They have one person left, probably going back to kind of take that space and keep it while the rest of their team jumps in. They have 4 people online, probably moving back in, trying to get that Rainmaker, but it's not looking good, especially with the stalling that they can do.
Oh, absolutely. As we can see, Inked Under has the Rainmaker right now, and they were literally just stalling in that spawn. They weren't even trying to take it out there. They were just denying Sonata the ability of taking that Rainmaker in the last few seconds for overtime, and unfortunately ended up losing the game because of how bad this, like, they essentially got spawn camped for the majority of that game, if you think about it, not really allowed to get picks, and if they did try to get that picks or get through, unfortunately that pushes did get shut down pretty easily.
Yeah, absolutely. Very, very much a bathroom game because it was full of stalls.
Oh, absolutely. I see what you did there.
Super difficult.
That one was funny. Toilet humor.
I'll take that. We take those. Let's take a look at those KDs, I believe, coming out of the last game. There we are, and we have quite a few picks coming out of Dodger on that brush. Very unsurprising, given the amount of aggression coming out of Inked Under, that they would just have that many deaths from keeping people down.
Oh, absolutely, and even so, Sonata didn't do too much of a bad job. Unfortunately, did go down a lot, but it wasn't like they were incredibly negative in their KDs. They honestly, they tried their best. If you think about it, they really did try their best at the end of the day. They did
Honestly,
well for the situation they were put in. They honestly fought. They did not let them KO, and I think that is better than completely losing.
let me say, these are not the KDs of a team that looks as though they've been spawn camped. So, for sure, I think that Sonata put up a good fight, and sometimes, like, the aggression, sometimes a cracked brush can make all the difference, you know, in kind of keeping you smothered and in spawn.
Absolutely, I can agree. Yeah, I can. Okay. So we are going to take a small intermission. We're going to take a small break, and we will be back in a few minutes.
See you soon.